Imagine waking up one morning and hearing that the economy is collapsing, banks are closing, people are lining up at ATMs, and prices in stores are rising by the hour. It sounds like a movie scenario, but this is how one of the biggest economic crises in history began. On October 24, 1929, at the New York Stock Exchange, about $14 billion were lost in a single day, roughly $200 billion today. The day became known as Black Thursday and marked the beginning of the Great Depression. In the years that followed, more than 9,000 banks failed, and by 1933, about 1 in 4 Americans was unemployed. Many people who once had stable careers ended up selling apples on the street just to survive, and millions lived in improvised settlements known as Hoovervilles. To understand why it happened, we need to look at the 1920s, a period of rapid growth called the Roaring Twenties, when industrial production surged, Henry Ford's assembly lines made cars affordable, and products like radios and refrigerators became common, often bought on credit. At the same time, the stock market became a national obsession, with many investors buying shares using borrowed money through margin trading, paying only a small part up front. Between 1921 and 1929, the Dow Jones Index rose almost fivefold, and many believed the market would keep rising forever. The problem was that the real economy could not keep up. Factories produced more than people could afford to buy, wages grew slowly, and inequality increased. When prices began to fall, investors who had borrowed money were forced to sell, creating a wave of panic selling that culminated on October 29, 1929, Black Tuesday, when millions of shares flooded the market without buyers and the crash accelerated. The crisis quickly spread around the world, businesses failed, global trade collapsed, and unemployment soared, reaching about 30% in Germany and contributing to political instability and the rise of Adolf Hitler in 1933. Only after Franklin D. Roosevelt introduced major reforms through the New Deal, banking regulations, public work programs, and social protections did the economy begin to stabilize. The main lesson of the Great Depression is that modern economies run largely on trust, and when that trust disappears, even the strongest systems can fall into panic. Today there are more safeguards, but financial bubbles and speculation still exist, which raises an important question. Do you think a crisis of this scale could happen again today?